3 months ago, I woke up at 5:47 a.m. feeling like I'd been hit by a truck. Heart racing, mind spinning, and I did what everyone does. I Googled cortisol spike morning anxiety. Big mistake. Because what I found out changed everything I thought I knew about stress hormones. And here's the kicker. That morning spike everyone blames, it doesn't exist the way you think it does. The real story starts hours before you even open your eyes. Stay with me, because what I'm about to show you might explain why your mornings feel like a battlefield and why the solution isn't what the wellness industry has been selling you. Let me ask you something honest. How many times have you woken up and immediately felt off? Not sick, not exhausted from bad sleep, just tense. Like your body's already running a race you didn't sign up for. For years, we've been told this is a cortisol spike, some hormonal grenade going off at dawn, flooding your system with stress chemicals. The wellness world built an empire on this idea. Morning meditation apps, cortisol blocking supplements, ice baths at 6 a.m. But here's what nobody's telling you. That science behind that spike theory, it's outdated. And I'm not talking about some fringe study from a random blog. I'm talking about peer-reviewed research from 2024 and 2025 that completely rewrites the morning cortisol story. Research that most health influencers either haven't read or choose to ignore because it doesn't fit their narrative. So let me be clear about my position. Cortisol isn't your enemy. It never was. It's a messenger. And we've been killing the messenger instead of reading the message. Here's the truth that changed everything for me. That morning spike everyone fears, it actually starts 2 to 3 hours before your alarm goes off. While you're deep in REM sleep, your body quietly warms up the engine. Cortisol climbs gradually, preparing your muscles, your brain, your metabolism to transition from rest to readiness. It's not a stress response. It's not your body attacking you. It's biological intelligence preparing you to wake up functional instead of comatose. Think about that. Your system is so sophisticated that it begins the wake-up protocol while you're unconscious. That's not broken. That's brilliant. So when you wake up feeling wired, the problem isn't the hormone. It's what you do in those first minutes. Grabbing your phone, checking emails, scrolling news. You're throwing gasoline on a candle that was just supposed to light your way. But before I tell you what actually works, and trust me, it's simpler than you think, I need to show you something that blew my mind about how stress lives in your body long after you think it's gone. Here's something wild. Scientists can now take a single strand of your hair and read months of your stress history. Not yesterday's anxiety, not last week's deadline, months. Every argument, every sleepless night, every period where you push too hard, it's all recorded, strand by strand, like rings in a tree. I remember when my doctor explained this to me. She said, "Your blood shows me today. Your hair shows me the story." And suddenly, all those times I told myself I'm fine, I'm handling it, my body had the receipts. It was writing a different story the whole time. This matters because we've been trained to think stress is these big, dramatic moments, the presentation, the family crisis, the breaking point. But chronic stress, it's not the explosion, it's the constant simmer you stop noticing. It's the 18 tabs open in your brain at all times. It's the "I'll rest when this is over" that never actually ends. Your hair doesn't lie about that. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but how do I measure this? Do I need some expensive test? Actually, the future of stress tracking is already here. And it's stranger than science fiction. New microfluidic patches, basically tiny labs you wear on your skin, can now detect cortisol, adrenaline, and noradrenaline in real time, in your sweat. Not in a lab, not from blood.
From the moisture on your skin. I want to be clear, this isn't medical diagnosis. but it's a glimpse into how our internal chemistry mirrors our daily rhythm. And here's what fascinates me. We're moving from how stressed are you to how does your stress pattern work? Because, and this is critical, stress doesn't look the same for everyone. Some people spike hard and crash. Others simmer at medium-high all day. Some are morning stress responders. Others hold it until evening and then can't sleep. The one-size-fits-all approach to stress management, it's been failing because we're not all running the same operating system. But there's one discovery that made me stop and completely rethink the stakes of all this, especially if you're over 40. Here's where this stops being just about feeling better and starts being about protecting what matters most. A 2025 study tracked postmenopausal women, so we're talking about the 45 to 65 age range, and found something sobering. Higher cortisol levels during midlife correlated with early deposits of amyloid protein. That's the marker linked to Alzheimer's disease. Now, before you panic, this is correlation, not causation. We're not saying stress causes Alzheimer's, but here's what we are saying. The way you manage stress in your 40s, 50s, and 60s isn't just about today. It's about your brain 20 years from now. And here's my hot take that some won't like. The "I'll sleep when I'm dead" mentality, it might speed up that timeline. I believe, based on everything I've researched, that consistent rest, movement, and genuine connection during midlife aren't wellness luxuries. They're brain maintenance. They're Alzheimer's prevention strategies disguised as self-care. The stakes are higher than we thought, and that changes the conversation completely. But there's one more piece of this puzzle that closes the loop, and it's happening in your gut right now. New research shows something remarkable. Stress changes how fast food moves through your digestive system. It alters your microbiome, the trillions of bacteria that influence everything from mood to immunity. But here's the twist. It works both ways. Your gut doesn't just receive stress signals, it sends them. A disrupted gut can trigger anxiety. A healthy microbiome can buffer stress response. Think about that. The reason you feel anxious might not be your thoughts. It might be your breakfast, or your lack of breakfast, or the fact that you're eating while checking emails, flooding your system with stress hormones while trying to digest. Your body isn't compartments, it's a conversation. Brain talks to gut, gut talks to brain. Hormones carry the messages, and you're the conductor trying to keep everyone on the same page. So when wellness gurus tell you to just meditate or just eat better, they're missing the point. You can't fix a system-wide conversation with a single fix. You need a protocol, a rhythm, a way of moving through your day that speaks cortisol's language instead of fighting it. And that's exactly what I'm about to give you. Here's what changes in real life based on everything we just covered. Forget the cold plunge. Forget the aggressive morning routine. Your cortisol is already rising naturally. Your job is to ease into it, not fight it. Open your curtains before you open your phone. Let natural light, even dim morning light, tell your brain it's time. This works with your cortisol rhythm, not against it. Take 3 slow breaths before you move. Just 3. You're not meditating. You're giving your nervous system a heads up that you're about to shift gears. Eat breakfast before you scroll. Protein plus color, eggs and berries, yogurt and nuts, beans and greens. Stable blood sugar keeps cortisol from spiking later when you hit stress. Around 10 or 11 a.m., your cortisol naturally dips. This is when most people reach for their third coffee. Instead, step outside for 5 minutes. Natural light recalibrates your system.
Movement. Even just a walk to the mailbox tells your body you're safe, not stuck at a desk in survival mode. Between 2 and 4 p.m., notice when tension climbs, shoulders creeping up, jaw clenching, breath getting shallow. One longer exhale, seriously, one full exhale that takes 6 seconds can lower your internal stress volume. It sounds too simple to work. It works anyway.
This is non-negotiable if you care about tomorrow morning. Dim the lights. Shut the kitchen an hour before bed. Your gut needs time to finish digesting before you lie down, or it'll keep you awake. No screens in bed. Not because I'm anti-technology, because blue light at night tells your cortisol system it's still daytime, and you'll wake up confused and wired. These aren't medical prescriptions. They're practical experiments drawn from what current studies reveal about cortisol rhythm. And here's what I've noticed after 3 months of this. Mornings stopped feeling like combat. My energy steadied, my patience improved. Nothing dramatic, just easier. Now here's where I need to be crystal clear. If fatigue lasts for weeks, if your mood drifts sharply for no reason, if symptoms interrupt your sleep consistently, professional guidance isn't optional, it's necessary. Cortisol imbalances can indicate thyroid issues, adrenal problems, depression, or other conditions that need real medical intervention, not YouTube advice. Bring notes. Write down your sleep patterns, your meals, your stress triggers. Patterns guide solutions. Your doctor can't fix what they can't see. This isn't about being your own doctor. It's about being an informed patient who understands the language of their own body. So let's pull this together. 5 discoveries that rewrite the cortisol story. 1. The morning rise starts before you wake. It's preparation, not panic. Your body is warming up the engine while you sleep. Respect that process. 2. Hair reveals long-term stress patterns. It teaches patience with your body's timeline. Healing isn't instant, neither is harm. 3. Sweat sensors are coming. Future tools will mirror inner rhythms in real time. But even now, your body reports in its own language. Energy, appetite, patience, sleep. You just have to listen. 4. Midlife cortisol connects to brain health decades later. Calm isn't a luxury, it's cognitive maintenance. It's Alzheimer's prevention hiding in plain sight. 5. The gut-brain loop closes the circle. Food, mood, and stress aren't separate systems. They're one conversation happening inside you right now. Here's my final position, the one that drives everything I create. You are not ruled by your hormones. You are in conversation with them. The more you listen, the clearer it becomes. The more you work with your biology instead of against it, the more midlife steadiness becomes possible. Cortisol isn't the villain, it's the timekeeper asking for harmony. So tomorrow morning, try the soft ramp up. During stress spikes, pause for 1 full breath cycle. Over time, these moments compound like interest in calm. The result isn't a stress-free life, it's a life that bends and recovers without breaking. Now I have an honest question for you. How many of you are waking up already tense? And how long have you been telling yourself it's normal? Drop a comment, not for the algorithm. I genuinely want to know if this resonates with what you're experiencing. Because if there's one thing this research taught me, it's that we're not supposed to white-knuckle our way through midlife. If this kind of deep dive content, where I actually read the studies, test the practices, and bring you what works instead of what sells, is valuable to you, subscribe. Next week, I'm covering how sleep architecture changes after 40 and why everything you learned about 8 hours might be wrong for your stage of life. Until then, breathe once more, let the day settle, and remember, comfort, not cure. You've got this.